What's up? This is Ben Covage from Elevated Trips, and this week we are traveling Qinghai Lake, and we are traveling at 3,300 meters here. We're about 2.5 hours from Xining, and we're going to be seeing things that we can do in the winter in Qinghai. Okay, so we're at 3,300 meters. I'm walking on a layer of 2-meter thick ice here. This is Qinghai Lake. This is the largest salt lake in all of China. It's at least 100 kilometers long, maybe even 120 kilometers long. There's a road that goes around this lake that is about 360 kilometers. It takes about 4 or 5 days for most people to bike it. Some super professional bikers can bike around here in a day. As you can see, it's just barren. There's no one here hardly. There's maybe 10 other travelers traveling through here, maybe celebrating Chinese New Year, and there's also lots of pilgrims who are worshiping at these monasteries here. So it's a great time to visit. Winter's my favorite time. The whole lake, all 120 kilometers across, is all ice. You can actually walk across this whole lake if you wanted to, but it'd probably take you about 3 or 4 days because it's going to take a long time to walk, and it would be kind of boring because there wouldn't be much change of scenery. Okay, one of the things you can do at Qinghai Lake, as it's totally frozen over in the winter, is you can actually ride some of these horses here. These are Tibetan ponies. They're a little smaller than a normal horse, but they're very hardy, and they survive these high altitude climates at 3,300 meters, over 10,000 feet. So yeah, these are amazing horses, and you can also see beautiful herds of yaks around the lake, even in the winter. is kind of classically the big tourist area of Qinghai Lake, which in the summer is a madhouse. There's hundreds of tour buses here every day, thousands of Chinese tourists coming in and out of the park. I don't really like it as far as a quiet, natural experience, but winter really slows down here. So cold, it's about negative 15 degrees Celsius out here, but you can see the sun is so bright, I'm squinting. Man, the sun is so bright, especially glaring against the snow here.
This is the Logi Monastery. It's about 1 hour from Xining. The monastery itself is located at 3,800 meters and has the Guinness Book of World Records for the highest lapse, that's the prayer flags that you are seeing here. The monastery is dedicated to the worship of the deity for Amyamachin. Amyamachin is at 6,282 meters and is one of the tallest mountains in all of Qinghai Province. Although this small monastery is several hundred kilometers away from Amyamachin, it's dedicated to the worship of the deity that lives on top of it. You can see that there's only a few monks that live here, but it's a beautiful, high-altitude, rugged monastery in the Logi Shan range.
Okay, we're right here along the Yellow River. Beautiful day in February here in the winter. And Qinghai Province is actually the source of the Yellow River as it flows down through all of China. It's considered the mother river of China. It's not the longest river in China, but it is probably culturally the most important. It's about 5,300 meters, flows down to the sea near Shanghai. And we're just a few hundred kilometers here from the source near Mado in Qinghai Province. So the Yellow River actually flows out, and then it flows through Lanzhou, and by the time it gets to Lanzhou, it gets quite brown. And you can see with all these rocks behind us why the river goes kind of from this greenish color, which we see here, to the brownish color several hundred kilometers downstream. We're about to enter Kanbula National Park. That's one of my favorite national parks in all Qinghai Province. I kind of call it the Grand Canyon of China. It's not quite as big as Grand Canyon, but has some beautiful red rock formations, and in about 1 hour we're going to be there. Last night we slept in Guida town. Today we're exploring Kanbula National Park. This is a beautiful Red Rock Canyon National Park. You can see the beautiful mountains behind me. We're right on the Yellow River, and we're exploring this beautiful hermitage site right above the Namzong Nunnery. It's a Buddhist meditation cave. Oh wow. We've just come to all these Tibetan prayer flags, and we're here with some monks who have come out for the Tibetan New Year celebration. They're hanging all these brand new, brightly colored Tibetan prayer flags. Oh, it's very colorful. Okay, here's a little history on Kanbula National Park. The Tibetan name for Kanbula National Park is actually Kam-Ra, K-H-A-M-R-A. Kam means a subgroup of Tibetan people, an ethnic group from southern Qinghai, and Ra means brothers. And so what happened was there were 3 brothers who were escaping religious persecution, and they fled into these mountains. And they used these mountains as basically a meditation area and a place to preserve some of their Buddhist scriptures. And so even still to this day, monks and nuns meditate in these mountains, and a lot of these mountains have little caves in them that have probably historically been used for meditation. Nuns and monks will come up here for 3 months, sometimes even 1 year, eat a just very simple diet, and they'll meditate without seeing or talking to anyone. Okay, we're headed out to Kanbula National Park. It's been a super great day. And dropping down to Ganjia, across the Yellow River. We have stopped at this high pass at 3,643 meters. Okay, today we are hiking in the Ganjia Gorge. This is our third day in the Tibetan Plateau in the winter, and this is our probably most rugged hike. Behind me is a local Buddhist meditation cave. Okay, we're crossing the icy river here. Slipping along.
Okay, I gotta be honest here. This video footage was actually taken in Gansu Province, not in Qinghai Province. But I will say the Ganjia Grasslands are right on the border of Qinghai and Gansu, so technically it could count as Qinghai. But with 500 to 700 meter vertical drops off of these cliffs, this is some of the most beautiful hikes I've ever done in either of those two provinces. So I highly recommend going here. And actually the world's oldest tooth was found here. An 8,000-year-old tooth was found right here in the Ganjia Grasslands in a Buddhist meditation cave. Beautiful scenery, and what's even crazier is that the tops of all these mountains are high, flat, tabletop grasslands. So at the top of all these cliffs, you can actually reach the high grasslands where yaks graze.
Awesome. This is Ben Covage from Elevated Trips, elevatedtrips.com. Subscribe to our channel and check us out for more in adventure and travel on the Tibetan Plateau.